According to Judaism, Christ died 2024 years ago. But in the story Star Witness, Christ is a modern day character who goes by the name of Moses. Because during the 1990s, Star prayed to Jehovah to be a disciple of Christ. Then around the fall of 1998, he met someone claiming to be Christ by the name of Moses. So during the first week of December 1998, Moses told Star that it's going to snow on his birthday as a sign that God knows that he loves snow. So on January 7, 1999, Ethiopian Christmas Day, it snowed a little bit in New York City. Then during 1999, Moses also told Star that the World Trade Center is going to fall. Why? Because he had a vision of two warplanes hitting it. Then the day after the World Trade Center fell, he said he had a vision of helicopters over the waters all day on TV. Just like the coverage was for the World Trade Center falling. It was basically helicopters over the World Trade. So when Hurricane Katrina hit almost 4 years later, it was basically helicopters over the waters all day on your TV. Then fast forward to 2017, he said in New York City, they are going to replace the police officers with soldiers. So let's see what's happening in New York City today, 2024.
I'm unveiling a 5-point plan to rid our subways of people who commit crimes and protect all New Yorkers, whether you're a commuter or a transit worker. Point 1. I'm redeploying nearly 1,000 members of the New York State Police, MTA Police, and MTA National Guard to conduct bag checks in the city's busiest transit stations.
It's triple the amount of guards compared to the amount of police officers. So he said that 7 years ago. But according to them, they crossed Ocean Sea more in one night than they walked in 40 years. Because according to Judaism, they changed what the original word was. So let's read Galatians again. Who is it that brought you under evil influence? Whose eyes Christ was openly portrayed impaled? In other words, they want you to think that the real Christ was killed on a cross and blah, blah, blah. And starting in spirit, are you now being completed in flesh? So they changed it from having spirit into looking for flesh. So just as Abraham put faith in Jehovah and it was counted to him as righteousness, because basically God just wants you to put faith in him alone. Now the scriptures see in advance that God would declare people of the nations righteous due to faith. But God is only one. But according to Judaism, they want you to think that the grandson of God is Christ and God himself, when in fact God is only one. Consequently, the law has become our tutor, leading to Christ, that we might be declared righteous. So they changed it. Moreover, if you belong to Christ, you are really Abraham's seed. Here's with reference to a promise. Now because you are son, has sent forth his spirit of his son. Now because you are sons, God has sent forth the spirit of his son into our hearts. And it cries out, Abba, Father. Because Jah is first. Nevertheless, when you did know God, then it was that you slave for those who by nature are not gods. Because due to Judaism, they changed everything. So this is what they're doing right now.
If any church comes to this level and say that we need to embrace LGBTQRSTUVYZXY, I don't know what else, and it is absolutely normal and it's not against the biblical teachings, that is no longer a church, and that leader is not a leader anymore. No matter who he is, what he is, I don't really give one penny.
You see, the Vatican follows Judaism, and what also does the Vatican do?
peoples. There are literally millions of human beings whose lives have been snuffed out by people who conquered under the banner of a white god.
In 313 AD, Christianity became the official religion of the Roman Empire.
Ironically, according to Daniel 2 verse 40 and Daniel 7 verse 23, Rome represents the fourth beast that devours the whole earth and breaks.
So why would God make Rome holy? In other words, Rome is telling you that they're holy when in fact they're changing up everything. For example, why would it say Jesus died for our sins when there's verses saying no man could die for sins of another? Hello?
By the almost unanimous testimony of the ancient historians, the Egyptians belonged to an African race which first settled in Ethiopia on the Middle Nile.
Human civilization started in Africa. There was an article in the July 29th, 2001 issue of U.S. News and World Report. In this issue, they stated that through DNA analysis, that scientifically it has been proven that civilization started in Africa.
Hello, we all know that. But they're also changing the stories. So if Jews had been living in Egypt for centuries as slaves, surely they would have noticed the pyramids and the things. Strangely, neither of these architectural wonders of the world are mentioned ever once in the Old Testament. Not one, because it never happened. Why? Because Moses is a modern day character. And who is his father?
And became regent. He became emperor on November 2nd, 1930, and was crowned Haile Selassie I, King of Kings, King of Zion, conquering lion of the seed of Judah.
So he's going to conquer Judah and all their lies. Jagai.
Let your see through, so business no